With Canada's national AI strategy now expanding AI literacy into schools and more boards starting to expect classroom level guidance, many of us are asking the same question. How do I actually set clear, simple rules for AI in my classroom? In this video, you'll get a simple step-by-step process to build a practical, ethical AI policy for your grade 4 to 12 classroom or your whole school. And yes, there's a free downloadable K12 template in the description below. Download it now and fill it in as we go. I'm Ellethea Pryce, an AI ethics expert based in Alberta, Canada. Let's build this together. Here's the honest reality. Many Canadian schools still lack clear guidance on AI, leaving both students and teachers confused about what's allowed, what isn't, and what happens when lines get crossed. Students are using these tools right now for essays, for art projects, for research, often without any guidance from adults. And teachers are left to improvise, assignment by assignment, with no consistency across the school. For K12 specifically, the ethical stakes are higher than for adults. Kids are still developing their thinking skills, they're still learning how to learn. And that's why a classroom AI policy for this age group needs to focus on 4 things in particular. First, privacy protection, keeping students' personal information safe. Second, fairness and equity, making sure AI doesn't advantage some kids over others. Third, developing real skills, ensuring students are still doing the thinking that builds their brains. And fourth, preventing over-reliance, so AI stays a tool, not a crutch. And here is the benefit of having a clear policy in place. It creates consistency across your classroom. It reduces stress for everyone, students, parents, and you. And it models exactly the kind of responsible AI use we want young Canadians to carry with them for life. Step 1. Start simple. Purpose and scope. Your policy doesn't need to be 5 pages long. It needs one clear sentence that everyone, students, parents, colleagues, can understand. Something like, this policy helps us use AI tools responsibly to support learning while making sure we're still doing our own thinking. Then, name the tools you're covering: ChatGPT, Google Gemini, image generators like Adobe Firefly, Grammarly. Be specific, because AI tools on its own means different things to a grade 4 student than it does to a grade 12 student. Imagine a grade 5 teacher in Winnipeg right at the top of her policy. In our classroom, AI is like a learning helper, like a calculator for math. We use it to support our thinking, not to replace it. Her students immediately understand the relationship. The calculator analogy is one they already know. Step 2. Key rules for students, age appropriate. There are 3 rules that belong in every K12 AI policy, no matter the grade level. First, when AI is okay, idea generation and brainstorming, checking spelling or grammar after you've written your own draft, getting a summary of something you've already read. These are uses where AI is genuinely helpful without replacing the learning. Second, always tell the teacher when you used AI, what tool you used, what you used it for, and what you changed or added yourself. This can be as simple as a line at the bottom of an assignment. That disclosure keeps students honest, and it teaches them a habit of transparency that matters well beyond your classroom. Third, never submit a full AI-generated work as your own. This is non-negotiable at any grade level. The goal of school is learning. If AI did the work, the student didn't learn. It's that simple. Now imagine a grade 6 student in Victoria uses an AI tool to brainstorm 3 ideas for a science fair project. She picks one, does her own research, builds her own experiment, and writes her own report. At the bottom she writes, I used Google Gemini to brainstorm ideas. I chose one and did all the work myself. That's appropriate, transparent AI use, and her teacher can see exactly how AI was part of her process. Step 3: Equity and access. Very important for K12. Not every student has the same access to technology at home. A student in a well-resourced suburban school with a fast home connection and their own device is in a very different position from a student in a rural or remote community sharing one device with siblings over a slow connection. Your AI policy needs to say clearly, no student will be penalized for not having home internet access or a personal device. School computers or paper alternatives are always available. And if you're assigning work that involves AI tools, those tools need to be accessible during school hours, not just assumed to be available at home. Take this one step further. Have the fairness conversation with your class. Ask students directly, does everyone have equal access to these tools? What would it feel like to be left out? This isn't just about policy, it's about building the kind of ethical awareness that makes kids better citizens in an AI world. Now imagine a grade 10 teacher in Thunder Bay builds AI tool time into his class period so that every student, regardless of home situation, has equal access before any take-home work begins. Students who don't have reliable home access aren't disadvantaged. That's equity in practice, not just in policy. Step 4: Privacy first. This is non negotiable and it needs to be explained to students in language they actually understand. Your policy should say clearly, never type your full name, your classmates' names, photos of people, or any personal information into a public AI tool, and never type something that a stranger shouldn't know about you or your family. Use teacher approved tools when possible. Tools your school has vetted that have a data privacy agreement and that don't store or use student content to train their AI. For younger students, especially, here's a simple rule to teach: the postcard test. Imagine a grade 4 teacher in Halifax teaches her class a simple rule she calls the postcard test. She asks, would you write this on a postcard that anyone could read it? If yes, it might be okay to type it into an AI tool. If no, keep it private. Students understand this immediately. By November, they're applying it without prompting. Step 5: Keep critical thinking strong. This is the step that makes your AI policy an actual teaching tool, not just a set of rules. Include in your policy a commitment to regular reflection. After students use AI for any task, ask them, what did the AI get wrong or leave out? How did I improve on what it gave me? And what would have been missing if I'd submitted the AI's output? The phrase that belongs in every K12 AI policy is this one: AI is a helper, not the boss. Post it somewhere visible in your classroom. Students at every can understand it, and it reframes the relationship between the student and the tool in a way that keeps the student in charge. Imagine a grade 8 student in Calgary uses an AI tool to research a science project on climate change in the Arctic. The AI gives her a confident answer that leaves out the specific impact on Indigenous communities in northern Canada. Because her teacher has built in the reflection question, what did AI miss? She catches it, researches further, and adds that perspective herself. The AI gave her a starting point. Her own thinking made it better and more Canadian. Let me quickly walk through what's in the free template so you know exactly what you're getting. Section 1: Purpose. 1 or 2 sentences in plain language about why you have this policy and what it applies to. Section 2: Students' Guidelines. The age-appropriate rules. when AI allowed, disclosure requirements, and the no full AI submission rule. Written in plain language, students in grade 4 to 12 can actually understand. Section 3, Teacher Responsibilities. What you commit to as a teacher, providing access during school hours, using only approved tools with student data, reviewing the policy at least once a year, and having the honest conversations about AI that students deserve. Section 4, Equity and Privacy. The access commitments, the privacy rules, and the postcard test reminder for students. Section 5, Consequences and Support. As this is the key framing K12, consequences are restorative, not punitive. If a student submits a full AI generated work, the first response is a conversation about learning, not a zero. The goal is understanding what happened and making sure the learning gets done. That's the approach that actually works with young people. And the teacher tip I want to leave with you, the one that makes everything else works better. Co-create 1 or 2 rules with your class. Bring them a draft and ask, does this seem fair? Is there anything missing? Students follow rules better when they've had a hand in making them. It also models exactly the kind of critical thinking about AI that you want them to carry forward. Now, download the free K12 AI policy template with the description below. Adapt it for your grade level. Start with one classroom version this week, not a perfect school-wide policy, just yours, for your students, for this semester. 3 things to do this week. 1. Download the template from the description below. 2. Fill in your name, subject, grade level. It takes 5 minutes. 3. Block 30 minutes this week to complete the 5 sections. That's all it takes to go from no policy to a clear, practical Canadian one. One question for the comment section. What's your grade level? And what's your biggest AI challenge right now? I read every comment and I will reply. And your answers shape the next videos on this channel. If this was useful, please like this video, subscribe for more practical Canadian K12 AI ethics content, and share to the colleague who needs it. See you next week for our next video. Thank you so much for watching.